So right now, if you miss a toll, which the walk, the Betsy, the Ben, the Tacony. So if you miss the toll, it can turn a small fee of whatever it is. I think it's like $6 can turn into $50 real fast. All right. Well, some parents may want to hear this. I just spoke to the doctor about this, and I'll just go over it again. It's basically a federal judge just blocked Philadelphia changes to the childhood vaccine. So, again, instead of the 17 required shots, it's now 11. So, the court ruled that the federal health officials did not follow the proper process. This all stems from leadership changes under the Health and Human Services. There were some recommendations like delaying the hepatitis B shot for newborns and scaling back the COVID vaccines. This is what sparked a lot of backlash. So, one CHOP vaccinating expert said the science is and has been stable, that vaccines have been protecting children for decades. But another leading physician didn't hold back, calling the changes a war on vaccines. Governor Josh Shapiro stepped in and he said, we trust doctors to help us make healthcare decisions, not conspiracy theorists. So if you need guidance or low cost vaccines, you can always contact the CDC Vaccine for Children's program at 1-800 CDC Info. That's 1-800 232 4636. All right. This next story might save you some money or it's going to cost you if you're not paying attention. So right now, if you miss a toll, which the walk, the Betsy, the Ben, the Tacony. So if you miss the toll, it can turn a small fee of whatever it is. I think it's like $6 can turn into $50 real fast. Yes. So basically, all I can say after reading the story is get an easy pass. So some lawmakers are saying that getting a $50 cost for the ticket, it might be a bit too much. So here's what they're going to do. The new bill in New Jersey and New York, they're going to let you slide, but only if you have one or two violations from going through the toll booth. So there's not going to be extra penalties, but only if you have one or two. But this is the other side. On the PA side, they're basically saying, like the New Jersey Turnpike, that if you have $250 or more, New Jersey Turnpike and Pennsylvania Turnpike, state troopers are going to be running your license plate. And if it's over 250, they're going to suspend your registration and get your car towed and impounded on the spot.
On the spot.
They are basically saying that people who are getting these invoices in the mail, they're doing now like a cashless type of system. People aren't paying their invoices, and it's so many reasons why. I think, like, you can say that you didn't get it, it could have blew away, not a good mail slot, whatever. You could just didn't look at it. You say the dog ate my homework. Something happened to it. But this is basically saying if you don't pay, you gonna pay in another way.
So they skipping the boot process and everything, or what?
Boots is still happening, but that's not operated by the toll.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah, that's the PPA with the ticketing. So now they're gonna hit you in both spots. So if you are Philadelphia and you are coming over to New Jersey or you taking a PA Turnpike, I'm telling you, just basically look out for the mail or get an easy pass. The easy pass, I think, would be the best. And you pay less with an easy pass. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to make sure, I think, it's just a digital footprint that they can follow people. That's it. Because if you don't have it, you're going to pay, I think it's like double the amount to go over the bridges versus, what you would do if you had an easy pass. And some of them are different prices. So that's why I didn't mention that. All right. This next story, some Philadelphians might be excited about this. The Philadelphia Eagles just made a power move by signing wide receiver Marquise Brown, aka Hollywood. They signed a 1-year deal worth up to $6.5 million. So Brown comes off of 2 seasons with the Kansas City Chiefs. He put up nearly 700 yards and 5 touchdowns, and even making a Super Bowl run. So I actually watched the Eagles Super Bowl, and some people are saying, is this because of the frustration we saw with AJ Brown and the coach? Do y'all think so? With Nick Sirianni at Super Bowl 59? Do you think that's why they just signed Marquise? Well, the Eagles leadership is signaling something, especially with questions going around AJ Brown. Well, going back to Marquise, basically he's a 28-year-old, and he said, "I am blessed and happy to be here." So he's happy to be there. I don't know. AJ better get it right, because that was heated when I saw them on the sidelines at the Super Bowl. Yeah.
I think that people were thinking that AJ was gone, especially after his performance at the Eagles' final game.
Yeah.
Which it was disappointing. So I don't know.
We'll see.
Yeah, and I don't know what to say about that, because I saw that and I was just like,
Yeah.
this should be interesting, because as far as his stats, what, like
Which one?
the new guy?
He did 700 yards, I think. Yeah. He was near 700 yards and 5 touchdowns when he was with the Kansas City Chiefs. So, I mean, he's 28. He's in his prime. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Philly hard on you. I mean, if you ain't, if
See
you
what you think.
underperforming,
Yeah, that's what I'm like.
if you underperforming, they're gonna let you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
welcome, but just know,
It's not
don't
gonna be a
get too
cakewalk.
comfortable. Yeah. All right. Well, this next story, people, watch who you hire to care for your loved ones. A nurse in Bucks County is now facing child abuse charges after police say she was caught on video abusing a medically fragile child that she was supposed to be caring for. So investigators say surveillance showed her smacking the child, slamming her, and pulling on the girl's tracheotomy, and even aggressively throwing the child around inside the crib. The child's mother noticed bruising, and then she checked the cameras. According to the affidavit, the nurse was working as a night nurse providing in-home care for a disabled child. The abuse was discovered because the child's bedroom had constant surveillance cameras, which the mother reviewed after noticing bruising. The nurse is now being held in Bucks County Correctional Facility after failing to post bond. It's a high bail around $2 million, and the officials are continuing the investigation. If you suspect abuse, especially with vulnerable children, disabled children, report it immediately to the Pennsylvania Child Line at 1-800-932-0313. Again, 1-800-932-0313. Or you could go online at www.compass.state.pa.us/CWIS. All right. And this last story, now many people, especially Philadelphians, have heard of this story. It's this guy who was a coward who lives in Darby, and he got into a crossing guard's face.
Oh,
I know y'all heard of this,
I
right?
saw it,
Yeah. So
Yeah.
a Darby crossing guard named Tamika Dixon was outside Walnut Street Elementary helping kids cross the street when police say 29-year-old driver Edward Williams from West Philly got impatient. Witness says that he was honking his car, revving up his engine. Then he got out, chased the crossing guard, started yelling in her face, and then he punched her unconscious. So report states that she suffered a concussion and she has since quit. Williams fled the scene, and there was a $5,000 reward put up for him. And he was caught by U.S. Marshals and arrested in North Carolina at a family's home. He is now arrested and facing multiple serious charges tied to the attack.
And they didn't know each other.
Nope, he was just
Oh my god.
I don't know if that was a bad day. I don't know if y'all ever seen having a bad day,
Yeah,
but
that's a bad
if he was having a bad day, then
That's crazy.
Yeah, all
what?
that, and that woman was doing her job.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He chased. The video shows him chasing her,
her
like she was
down.
like scurrying away from him. So it was like, I don't know
And
that.
she was doing her job, protecting children,
Yeah,
and that's
yeah,
crazy.
that's wild.
Wow.
So that was your good news and your bad news from your girl